In our first workshop, may Allah guide all our speakers. May Allah guide all our children. May Allah give them the wisdom. May Allah give them the understanding. May Allah give them the knowledge, inshallah. Whatever I want to talk about today, may Allah make it easy for all of our speakers. And I'm also using this opportunity to give thanks to all the executive, the RCNMO, for this beautiful effort. May Allah reward all of us abundantly. May Allah give us the opportunity to witness this Ramadan that is coming up. Allahumma baligh na Ramadan. وسط رمضان اللهم بارك رمضان وسط رمضان الفاتحة بسم
بسم
الله
الله
الرحمن الرحيم
الحمد لله رب
لله رب
العالمين
العالمين
الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك
إياك
نعبد
نعبد
وإياك
وإياك
نستعين
نستعين
اهدنا
اهدنا
الصراط
صراط
المستقيم
المستقيم
صراط
صراط
الذين
الذين
أنعمت
أنعمت
عليهم
عليهم
غير
غير
المغضوب
المغضوب
عليهم
عليهم
ولا
ولا الضالين
الضالين
آمين
صلى الله عليه الكريم.
صلى الله عليه وسلم.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you, Dr. Balogun, for giving us that short prayer. Very powerful. Alhamdulillah for everything. I now have the pleasure of introducing our chairman for the RCNMO Educational Committee, the person by the name of Al-Aji Abdulganim Ishola. Please go ahead, Al-Aji. Bismillah.
All right. Sallu ala Nabi Karim.
Sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Adúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run látàrí pé we are able to pick a date. Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ jẹ́ kí date náà kó ṣojú ẹ̀mí wa. Gbogbo ilé ìta bá discuss náà kọ́lọ́n jẹ́ kó ṣe wá ní àǹfààní. I'm going to start by saying a big thank you for the hard work and then dedication of the Executive Council of Regional Council of Nigeria Muslim Organization for creating this type of avenue. What do I mean by that? For creating the education committee to say, look, we have certain things that are going on in our community, and we want us to help us look into it to address some of these issues. So I'm also extending my thank you to also the members of the education committee for their hard work and their dedication. May Allah bless all of us more abundantly. As parents, our children rely on us to guide and then to prepare them for success. And I am confident that through this honest reflection and collaborative effort, we can rise to the challenge. We encourage all our participants, our parents, that means we as parents, as well as our young adults, to use this forum to share thoughts, insight, and suggestion as we take this issue together. The issue that is affecting our community is not something that we want to be addressing individually. It is always good to work as a team, to brainstorm on it and then to try to find solution to it. And our commitment are equally very important in this type of situation. So in order to shape the future of our children as well as our community. So we approach this challenge as an opportunity. We see this challenge as an opportunity for us to grow together, come together to work as a team, and then to provide the best possible education for our children. So once again, I'm using this opportunity to say thank you for parents who are already on the Zoom, as well as those who are going to be logging in later. So in view of this one, I declare the workshop open.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you, Chairman, for that brief introduction. Almighty Allah will continue to be with us all. Alhamdulillah. I now have the pleasure of introducing our first speaker in the name of Sister Afusat Bodrin. Before she starts speaking, I'll say a brief history about Sister Afusat Bodrin. She's a current member of NAMIC, and she studied childhood development and family studies in the Federal University of Agriculture in Abeokuta. She worked in Ogun State Ministry of Women Affairs as a social welfare officer. She served in various capacities, part of which was in charge of the State Ministry Daycare Center and Stella Obasanjo's Children's Home. She serves as the State Child Protection Desk Officer in the ministry as at that time. Please help me to welcome. She relocated to the United States in 2013, worked in elementary daycare center for 6 years. I have the pleasure of introducing our sister Afsad Abodrin. Please, Bismillah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. Today, alhamdulillah, thank you so much for having me here. Today, I just want to talk briefly about the enrichment program. I don't want to call it an after-school program. I call it the enrichment program because it goes beyond after-school curriculum or after-school scope of education. So I'm just gonna give us a brief insight into what we refer to enrichment program. As I'm talking as a parent and I'm talking as a beneficiary as well, because for the RCNMO after school program, enrichment program, I have 4 of my kids there. So some of them are not even the age group that fit. The last one was not in the age group that fit the program, but he still go there every time, and he benefited. So I'm gonna start by enrichment. What do we call enrichment programs? Enrichment programs are innovative ways to enhance learning experience for students. It's an educative initiative designed to provide students with opportunities to explore subjects and activities beyond primary curriculum. These programs offer students opportunities to delve deeper into their interests and expand horizons beyond the standard curriculum. Enrichment programs are important for students because they provide opportunities to explore beyond the regular curriculum, develop critical thinking skills, build confidence, foster love of learning, and prepare them for future academic and career challenges by exposing them to the new concepts and allowing them to delve deeper into the subject they enjoy, and ultimately enhancing their overall learning experience and personal development. Let me just paraphrase what I just read now. The enrichment program we offer in our after school program, the one we've done, enrichment program goes beyond just regular come and go. As the educational system in United States does not give us, we might be thinking it give us everything we need for our children to survive. We're just getting the basics. Like a lot of people, when you tell them, we invite them to come for the after school program, they keep telling you, oh, my student is the best in the class. They get 100, they're in the honor roll, they're in principal list. And I keep telling them too, but a couple of us too are in that scenario. But we don't want our children just to have what they throw in at them. We want to go for what we think we needed just to make our community survive and thrive in educational sector. Because we believe education is power. And we all need this power to sustain our community in this country. So going by what I earlier discussed, the enrichment programs give us the opportunity to really create our own community and empower them to what we believe they need in kind of economic standard, educational standard, to meet up with the international education curriculum and what we think they need. In some schools, let me talk about for my children's schools, there was a time their ELA score was low. They had to scrap social study and replace it with another ELA. And for a whole 7th grade, they're just doing 2 ELA and math. That is not what we need. That is not what we want our children to need. In the long run, the children might be lacking when they go further for other educational standard outside the school. And this is what I tell the parents when they tell me, oh, my children in the honor roll, my children is on the principal, is the best in the classroom, he gets the best student every year. And I tell them, your children is just bound by what is being taught in the classroom. That is the best. He's just bound by what is being taught in that classroom. It's not even what he was supposed to know at that level. It's not what he's supposed to know at the age. And that is what they're using to qualify our children education for us. But deep down inside them, they know that is not all what we need. They know that's not what all the kids need. The children needs more. If we try to expand our children horizon, when they're taking their test, let them take other school tests too. You will know there's difference between what they're teaching them in the school and what they were supposed to know. Let me go further by talking about some importance of an enrichment program. Deep learning. Students can study topics in greater depth and complexity, going beyond basic knowledge and acquisition. Our enrichment, so I don't want to call it after school. I will reach for this program. I'm going to be using the enrichment program. Our enrichment school program goes beyond the after school curriculum, goes beyond the school curriculum that's been specified. We try to put them on international standards that will believe things they need to know for a particular exam, for a particular age, for a particular standard for them. We try to build a standard to withstand the outside environment beyond their classroom. We teach them things they need to know. There are so many things, even in the ELE, that are not being taught. Even in the mathematics, they are not being taught. The enrichment program expand the children horizon up to that level. A personalized learning. It allows students to pursue area of interest and strength, catering for individual learning styles. Every children are different and unique in their own way of life. So for enrichment program personal helps the tutor or the caregiver to personalize learning for the children in their care. It gives them a pattern to know. It gives them a ability to know each children patterns and how to help them better. It's focused on each children individuality and helps them bring their strengths to support their learning and personalize a learning for them that will suit their own lifestyle. It increased engagement. In a classroom, let's say for instance, in a classroom of a 30 students, the teacher just focused on the children that are ready to listen. If some of them don't even care, regardless of whatever is called, boy, in an enrichment program, the enrichment program increase engagement to every child that is ready to know and those that are not ready to know. They try to make sure they work to their level and try to accompany them in the learning. They try to work on their level and build them up to match up with the front goer student, with the ones that are outgoing, that are talking, that we believe they are in the front. Enrichment program increase attention on each student of the classroom. Make them aware we're here to do something and we have to do it good. We're here to accommodate everybody's concerns and learning experience and ready to make it better, make it to a success story in the end of the day. Skills development. There are so many skills that each child possess that if it doesn't align with what is being taught in the classroom, they don't care about it. But for enrichment program give each the tutor, it makes the tutor realize how much a child is carrying and how much he could do for themselves. And is ready to go down with the child and step it down. Look, you know how to talk. You could talk well. This is the career that you could fit to. Can you try to tailor yourself or tailor your learning towards this area? You know how to do. They know what they work with the child intent innate behavior and make them personalize it for the usefulness of their own future career. Make it a usefulness, make every child a possession, a success for them at the end of the day. Skills development, I think. Yeah. Build essential life skills like problem solving, communication, collaboration, and critical thinking. Every child has the way they think, they learn, they communicate. So the enrichment programs give everybody the opportunity to develop themselves, to go down within the route that is supposed to be good for them, collaborate with them in the areas of need and the areas they think they might be lacking. If the opportunity is not available in the centers, we try to go outside the centers or advise them on the way forward of what they could think. And I don't think most of those things happen in the classroom. So enrichment program provide all of those incentives for us to grow on and build our kids on that. It boosts self-esteem. Yeah, like I said, in enrichment program, you don't always think about the children that makes you happy or that makes your work easy. Your interest has to be about everybody in the classroom and how they're going to go about it, how they're going to be successful. So for every child in the classroom, we work towards making them a better person. So in turn of that, they improve their self-esteem. You don't talk down on anyone. For enrichment program, it fosters help for everybody that needs. Even for the people that are beyond those classrooms, we try to let them know. It gives the opportunity for people to know you are on track, but you can still know more. You are on track, but you can still do more for yourself. For people that are upcoming, it gives the opportunity to tell them, look, you could do this. You have the ability. Everybody develop from one way to another. So you can move from this point to another point by practicing this, by doing this, by doing that. It's focused on building self-esteem. You build each other's self-esteem by encouraging them on things they can do to make themselves better. You build a self-esteem by telling them you could do better for yourself more than what you can do. You let them know where they are, and they could continue from them. Creativity and innovation. It provides safe space for students to experiment and explore new ideas. Enrichment programs give the opportunity for individuals to explore ideas, new theories, new ideas, new ways of doing things. There are so many ways of doing things, like Alaja Kafidipe will always say, anytime you read a book, you get new meanings. Even if you read it every day, anytime you read a book, you always get something. And the way you read maths, the way you read English, you can read maths too, if you give it that intention. And that helps a lot of people in the center. The day everybody was trying to ponder upon it, and they said, okay, the way I read math, the way I read English or novel, if I keep reading my math like that, I'll get through with it. The way I read my novel, the way I read my social media, if I read my chemistry, I could get through with it. And they go away with that. So it gives creativity on it makes them explore new ideas, new ways to do things, so many ways to do things, and you come across the same results you intend getting. Future preparedness. It develops skills needed for the higher education and future careers. Going to the higher institution or going to high school, going to middle school, the enrichment program gives you opportunity and things you need handy for you to combat exams, state exams, city exams, and outside exams that were not attached to the school exam. It gives you opportunity to learn deeper ahead your scholars or your peers in the classroom. It gives you edge on things to know at your age and how you can make use of them in the future. Social interaction. It creates opportunities for students to connect with the peers and share similar careers. Going for an enrichment program is not for everybody. But whenever you meet yourself in an enrichment program, that means you want something for yourself and something deeper or better for yourself. So it unites people of like minds that are ready to foster a good education for themselves and the future. It unites people that have common interests in the future and want to achieve better things. Community building. It can bring together students, parents, and educators to foster stronger community, stronger school community. For enrichment program, it brings out educators and everybody in the environment that are ready to build their own community, like we're doing, and we're trying to build our community. Because we believe education is power. And we have to let our children know it's not a rocket science. We're not saying it's easy, but you could do it. So thank you so much. I've come to the end of my program. I don't want to boggle up with a couple of talks because I still have a couple of my speakers coming forward. Thank you so much. I'll be in the comment section if you have any question. Thank you.
Jazakallah Khair, Sister Afsat Bodrin.
Allow mommy.
To be with you and give you more knowledge of it. And I can understand you speaking from like a young mother, and I can see the passionate you have for this enrichment program. May Allah continue to guide us all. Alhamdulillah, 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 Rabbil Alameen. Our second speaker will be is one of our daughters. We are proud. I'm proud to introduce her to you. She is a member, currently member of I should say the family, currently member of NAMIC. Her name is Mariam Jimo. She as I'm going to read a little bit of her biography for you. She's a seasoned professional with a strong background in consulting and financing. She currently serves as an AVP at Citigroup's Internal Consulting Group. She previously worked as a consultant at Deloitte, gaining extensive experience in strategy and business transformation. Mariam holds a master's degree from Cornell University, where she honed her expertise in business and leadership. She is also the founder of the Jones Foundation, a philanthropic initiative dedicated to supporting underserved community. As an active member of NAMIC in Brooklyn, she's committed to both professional excellence and community impact. Please help me to welcome my daughter, Mariam Jimo.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
I can't wait to see your face. It's been a
warahmatullahi
while.
I was
wabarakatuh.
forced to get on camera.
And listen, we love to see your face. And by the way,
Thank
hold
you.
that thought, me. Hold that thought, baby. Please, I'm encouraging everybody that it's on this program to please have your camera on. It wasn't me that gave that.
Right.
Yeah, it was the host who requested that every one of us on this workshop today, we need to see your face. Thank you very much. Please go ahead, Mariam.
Okay, thank you so much for that introduction, Mommy. I really appreciate it, Ma.
Alhamdulillah, it's always good to see your face.
Likewise. So I was when Mrs. Kafidipe reached out to me, I was very busy, but I was like, my dad was like, I have to do this. I have to respond to her.
Yeah, it's
So
really
I had
good
no
to see
choice but to show up. So thank you so much for thinking of me. I really appreciate it.
Alhamdulillah.
So yeah, the after school enrichment program, and I love the fact that you guys coined it as the enrichment program because it's not just an after school program where kids go and play. I'm also someone that benefited from the one Dynamic did. We used to be there from like Friday night, Saturday, and then Sunday. And it's not that we did not prioritize Arabic learning. It was right after our Arabic learning. We prioritize both. In order for you to be successful, it is written in the Quran and the Hadith. You also need to be successful in this world for you to be successful in the world after. You can't just focus on Quran only and think you're still going to be successful, but you need the financial means to be independent and to provide for yourself and to also thrive in this dunya and to also thrive in the year after also. So I think they're equally as important. I don't think one is important than the other. I think they're equally as important. And I am a product of someone that benefited from both. So I'm very happy to be speaking to the parents. And although I do understand that it's not easy, the logistics wise, bringing your kids to NAMIC, but it also has to be a thing that what future do I want for my kids and how much do I want to invest in my kids' future? Other people that are not our skin color, they invest in education in school and off school for their kids from like a very young age. And that's why you see that they're very successful to other races when you compare like their success rate. Is where you start off as a child that also ultimately predicts where you go as a future. As the sister mentioned earlier that it is very sometimes you have over 30 students in each classroom, and that one-on-one help and support that you need, you might not be able to get it from your teachers. So the enrichment program is something that you would benefit from and your kids would benefit from because ultimately your kids' success is your happiness. So when you want your kids to be successful, you have to invest time and you also have to be able to invest in your kids' future and not just the present as well. So I think the enrichment program is a very good success model. I am a proud one that's benefited from it, as you can see. Currently, I work at Citigroup where I am an assistant vice president in their consulting group. And prior to that, I was at Deloitte Consulting. And a lot of this might not have happened if I didn't get like straight A's in school or I didn't have that extra help that I needed or that extra push. And it's also a good thing to be surrounded by community. There's so much negativity in the world right now. The friendship that your kids get from those enrichment programs, I'm still good friends. Those are my brothers and sisters for life. alive. I'm still very good friends with all of my Musk friends, all of my Musk family. That's my family. They're not going anywhere. So it's like they build long life friendship and sisterhood and brotherhood as well, in addition to success. And you don't know how they can also help each other in their future and stuff. For example, as I am, if anyone reach out to me, I'm more than willing and ready to help. I might not have the time to like show up every time, but if you call on me, I can always show up to help you. So thank you so much. Let me know if anyone have any question.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sister Miriam. Thank you for the wonderful presentation. May Allah increase your knowledge. Yeah.
I mean, thank you so much, sir.
So the next on the
Miriam, the question and answer is later. So
okay.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Just a minute. Bear with me. We're having some technical difficulties. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Mariam. Are you there?
He's there.
Yeah.
Mariam.
He's there.
Okay. Thank you, Mariam Jimo. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for taking your time to join us.
Thank you, Ma.
And
Thank you.
okay, thank you. Jazakallah khairan, baby. So we have our next speaker is Abbas Ibrahim. And Abbas is one of our sons too. May Allah continue to be with all of you.
Amen.
Okay, Abbas Ibrahim has a BS in computer engineering with a minor in mathematics from University at Buffalo. He currently works as 5 years at IBM and is the first generation of college graduate. Thank you so much. We welcome Abbas Ibrahim. Bismillah.
Yes. Assalamu alaikum, everybody.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I want to start by just thanking all the members of the RCNMO and the educational community for inviting me to speak today. So it's truly an honor to be able to come back and be in this place, right, in this environment again, and these same rooms that kind of shaped who I am today. So for those who don't know me, my name is Abbas Ibrahim, and as Elijah said, I'm
Abbas.
a computer engineer at IBM, right? So I work in the tech space there, going on 6 years now. But before I got there, I was kind of just like many of you, right? Coming here on the weekends, sometimes excited to learn, other times wondering why I wasn't at home relaxing. And I know some of you might just be feeling that way now, right? So you might be thinking, what's the point? Like, why do I have to come here when I could already, when I already have school during the week? I get it, right? I do. So I just wanted to use this medium to kind of just talk to my experience and how I kind of benefited from the environment, the community, the learning. It truly makes a difference. And today, I'm gonna just start with the obvious, right? The educational aspect of things. So the enrichment program helped reinforce what you're learning in school, as you know, right? So, but they do more than that, right? As Sister Afsa said, they give you an edge, if you may. For me, I remember struggling with math at one point, and it wasn't that I couldn't do it, right? But sometimes in school, there's so many students that if you don't understand something, you just move on without really mastering it. But coming here, having smaller classes and teachers who could really take the time to explain things made all the difference. The extra support helped me gain the confidence, and eventually math became one of my strongest subjects. And you know what, that it opened doors for me, right? It led me to the engineering space, a field that requires a lot of problem solving and analytical thinking. And now I work in a career that I really love, right? I really enjoy doing the things that I do. And I would never imagine I'll never imagine kind of, being in the environment, being in this space, being able to do what I do without these courses, right? So whether it's if you ever feel like it's just extra work, I would say think of it as an investment, right? Every hour you put in, now is a building skill set that is going to help you in the future, whether you want to be a doctor, engineer, a business owner, anything else, anything you want to be. And beyond academics, one of the most valuable things the program teach you is discipline. Think about it, right? So while other kids might be sleeping or playing games, you're here, right? You're learning, you're growing, and whether you realize it or not, you're building an important habit. You're showing up even when, right? Showing up when others don't have the same opportunities, right? And that skill, even more important as you get older, right? In college, no one's gonna force you to study. Nobody's gonna force you to go to class. In your career, no one's gonna constantly remind you to meet deadlines. So you have to be self-disciplined, right? And from my experience, the ability to manage time, stay committed, push through even when you don't feel like like it separates successful people from everyone else. So if you could develop the discipline now, you're setting yourself up for success in anything that you do choose to do. Another thing that I didn't fully appreciate at the time, right, but now I do, is the value of community, right? Some of my closest friends, my brothers, my sisters, people that I met in these environments, right, at the mosque, at the community, at the educational classes we're going to. And it's not just about friendship, right? It's about mentorship, right? So these programs connect you with people who genuinely want to see you succeed, right? The teachers, the mentors, even other students, right? They're here to guide you, to answer questions, and just navigate through your life as well, right? And let me tell you, who you surround yourself with matters, right? So if you're around people who encourage you, people who push you to be better, you're going to grow. But if you're around people who don't really care about the future, it becomes easier to lose focus on your own future. So being a part of a program like this means you're in an environment where people believe in you, and that alone can make a huge difference. Finally, the last thing I just wanted to touch on is that, these programs don't just help with school or career, right? They help with something even more important, right? Your personal and spiritual growth. Life is going to challenge you. You're going to face tough decisions, moments of doubt, and situations where you have to choose between what's easy and what's right, right? Not even what's right and what's wrong. It's more so like situations between what's easy and what's right. And one of the best things about attending, these classes is that it gave me a strong foundation, not just in knowledge, but in values. The lessons that I learned here helped me stay grounded, even when I was in environments where I believe things were challenging. So no matter where life take you, whether it's college, work, or even moving to like a new city, right? So staying connected to your values, your community is always going to be important. And the more effort you put into learning and growing now, the easier it's going to be to hold on to the foundation later, right? So to everybody sitting here today, I just want to leave with this last, so I know it's not always easy to stay motivated. I know that there's gonna be days when you'd rather be doing something else, but trust me when I say that the work you put in now is gonna pay off in ways you can't even imagine yet. So the classes, the community, the effort, it's not just about today, right? It's about preparing yourself for the future. So my advice is simple, right? Show up, stay committed, keep learning, because the habits you build now is gonna shape the person you become. So thank you. I'll also be in the comments if there's any questions.
Alhamdulillah, Jazakallah Khair. Thank you, Abbas. It's good to see you and to hear things that you say, being a young man in the field and going through all that you went through. I really appreciate you. But please hang on tight because we're going to have question and answer right after the program from maybe parents or maybe, the children who are watching, who are listening on this workshop. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And may Allah continue to guide you. Thank you for what you did. We thank Allah for what you've become. Alhamdulillah for all of you. Our third speaker will be, this is the fourth speaker we have. Okay, our name is Mariam Banire. Mariam is, she's a dedicated math specialist with over 5 years of experience in education, holding a bachelor's degree in biology and a master's in early childhood education. Mariam brings a unique interdisciplinary approach to mathematics instruction, passionate about making math accessible and engaging. She specializes in developing strategies that support diverse learners, fostering critical thinking, and bridging conceptual understanding with real-world applications. Additionally, Mariam Banira is the current member of Masjid Ibadur Rahman, where she serves as the Vice President of the NMA Ibadur Rahman Youth Group. Please help me to welcome Mariam Banira. Bismillah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Baby. Thank you.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Assalamu alaikum to everybody who is here on the call. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for the introduction, Mommy. So before
I like that. My Maria.
Who best to be introduced than my mom? I just want to start by saying I don't want to reiterate a lot of the points that were already made, so I'm just going to go ahead and just focus on some of the things that haven't been discussed yet. As someone who is currently in the education space, I can say that in addition to what Abbas and Miriam have already said, that it is truly important that parents take the lead and the reins when it comes to their child's education. Unfortunately, right now, with post-COVID and everything that's been happening, we really need to make sure that everything that's happening and what our kids are getting are truly coming from a guise of everything is in the best interest of them. So what I have here today is, for example, the extracurriculars that have already been discussed. We really want to make sure that they are getting involved with them because we want them to have positive outcomes and a higher academic performance. We also want them to have positive academic perspectives because sometimes in school they may see other people doing well and feel like they can't do well also. So you want to broaden their horizons, make sure that they're doing many different things. You want to make sure as a parent that you're involved. You want to know what your kids like so that you can find other opportunities for them outside of school. It is truly important. My experience also varies from Moriam and Abbas's because I actually didn't attend the NAMIC one, but I did have my one-on-one time with Alaja Oni. So I know very well, all too well, exactly what is necessary. And I feel like everything that I learned from her was truly the most beneficial. Honestly, school was amazing, but what I think really carries me and what allows me to be a successful person in the academic space is what I learned from having attended many, many years of after school and enrichment and summers and everything like that with her. So please, please, please make sure that you are putting your kids in these programs because it is important to know that the school education does not stop at the school. In fact, now more than ever, you need to make sure that your children is being supplemented with extracurriculars, with academic programs, with enrichment programs, because the school truly isn't doing enough because teachers are very much underpaid. All right. So the next thing I have are the benefits of getting your kids involved. We want to strengthen their relationships. We want to improve their well-being, social development, and again, their academic performance. In today's day and age where social media is a thing that children are readily is readily accessible for them, you want to make sure that you are looking to their social development to be beautiful. You want to make sure that everything that they're inputting into their bodies are things that they actually need, that they're not looking at other people thinking that they want this or they want that, but truly that they're on their own path and that Allah has the best of plans for them. You want to build their self-esteem and you want to encourage them in all sense of their accomplishments. If they're telling you that they want to play basketball, allow them to play basketball, but also make sure that you're giving them the help that they need so that they can do well academically too. Extracurricular activities also increase their cognitive skills, their critical thinking skills, and their problem solving skills. Again, if you're placing them in leadership opportunities, which I also have a statistic on that, you want to make sure that they are able to be in spaces where they are problem solving, where they are working with other people, where they understand the benefit of being on the team. Because again, as everyone knows, when you move into the workforce, these are the types of skills that are going to be beneficial to them in the long run. So students' development, their sense of passions, their sense of purpose, they all lead to higher motivation. A lot of people now are in jobs where they don't like because they don't know what they like. So if you're telling your kids that they can foster what they love from a very young age, they'll go on to be more successful adults and actually be in fields in which they truly enjoy. Again, parent engagement, cater to the needs of your child. This also builds rapport, also allows you to be bonded with them and keeps you informed of what they are doing. So, as I said before, whatever your child needs, you truly need to be the one that is giving it to them because the schools are not. The schools cannot advocate for a child that they don't take home. They cannot advocate for a child that they don't see on the weekends. It's truly important that the parent brings to the school what is necessary for the kid and what the kid needs in order to be successful. As a Nigerian child who grew up in a household where my parents were always involved in things that I was doing, I truly believe that it makes a whole bunch of a difference. You never want someone to ask you, what is your child doing, what is your child studying, and you don't know. You want to be able to also bring them additional opportunities many times through the community as well, so that your child can, again, be involved in the community, like Abbas has already said. The statistic that I was speaking to before was that white applicants on average, have about 46.5 more extracurricular activities than Black students. This comes with so many things. This comes with wealth disparities. This comes with social anxieties. This comes with the poverty level and things like that. So we are already at a deficit, and I truly pray that we continue to get on forums like this so that we can understand the best ways to move forward. As everyone else said, I will be in the comments as well, and I'll also be here for the Q&A. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much, Mariam Barnier, for that brief speech for us. May Allah continue to be with you and guide all of you. Thank you so much. And please hang on all the all our guest speakers. So because we're gonna have a question and answer, like you said previously. Alajoni, Salam alaikum. Alajoni, you wanna say something right after when the kids finish speaking before I introduce our next guest speaker?
No, I'm feeling good. I appreciate them.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
Everybody, God bless.
I know you felt good. Thank you so much.
I'm feeling good. Thank you.
I've not seen.
Thank you, Alaja.
Alaja, I have to say, please, I have to deviate. I have to move a little bit to say something about Alaja. Alaja tried to bring these kids to get. I mean, for them to be on this speak today. Next time, we're going to have more of them to be our guest speakers, because in all honesty, we really need them to come out and speak to young parents so that they can know the value of this enrichment program the community is trying to do. Thank you so much. I have the pleasure of our next guest speaker is Brother Mikhail. Are you there?
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Thank you for joining us this morning, Brother Mikhail.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Alhamdulillah. I'm so sorry. I was you. Okay. Can you please
I've been hiding, but I've been here.
Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to our workshop today. Alhamdulillah. Can you please do a brief history on yourself? We know the members, we know you, but the kids know you too from the back in the days when we used to have the regional all-day program. Can you please reintroduce yourself so that all the members can, and all the people on the workshop can know who you are? Thank you very much. Bismillah.
Good. Thank you.
Yes, my name is Mikhail Rabiu. I think I want to focus to
technical.
Okay, we have technical problem.
I'm missing you.
You're breaking up.
I'm having some technical difficulty.
Uh-oh.
As you can see, I'm in a car. So, but anyway, I'll try to say what I'm going to say for short few minutes that I have in case I have another technical difficulty. My introduction is just that my name is Mikhail Rabiu. I don't want to bug anybody with my introduction. I think I want the introduction to be about this event that we are talking about. So if that focuses on this event, who I am and what I do, I don't think it's that important as to what we want to do and how we go about doing it. I think I'm kind of impressed with what I've been hearing so far, especially from our young adults, because I don't want to call them our children. I would say we are young adults. Because I'm very, very impressed with the fact that they mentioned that they were beneficiary of what we tried to do in the past and what we're trying to do now, and how best we can do those the thing that we're trying to do. My thing is this, right? We've done it before. I and Elijah done this thing before. We did it. It was successful. We tried to replicate that at NAMIC. We did it to a degree. It was successful. And I think what we did at NAMIC is what NAMIC is doing now. They're taking a cue from and they are working with it. My thing is this. Whatever we try to do in this program will not be successful if our parents are not sold into it. Because our children, the so-called children we're talking about, they don't know what they want. They don't know. They don't know how to go about it. but the parents are the one that are supposed to guide them, give them directions. But the parents cannot guide people if they are not committed. I'll give you an example. I'm going to use one example. For example, prep for prep. Say, for example, when you apply to go to prep for prep program, they will call a meeting of both parents and ask the parents, are you ready to go into this program? They are not asking the kid. They're asking the parent, are you ready to be invested in this program? Are you ready to do what it takes to have a successful program? And when the parent says yes, then they know that the kid is going to be on board. Say, for example, we hear in the news, we see all these successful athletes. I'm going to use athlete as an example. Then I will go to the students that have excelled in academic program. We see them on TV and they are so successful. But we never ask ourselves, why did they become so successful? They became successful because their parents will wake up at 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning, drive them to either soccer practice or basketball practice, stay there with them, bring them home, go to the store and buy them the best equipment they possibly can, invest their time, energy, and money into these children. And the children will excel. And when the children, you say, Mom, I'm tired, Mom will say, come on, get up. You're not tired. If you're tired, practice, and they become successful, we see them on TV, and we start saying, oh, he's successful, it's this. No, the children are not the ones that are successful. It's the parent. The parents were successful because they invested their time. And if you invest your time in your children, even though the children will be, they may resist, but when you things for their own success, when they became successful later on, then we'll see and enjoy the fruit of our labor. Example of a family. The family invested all the time and energy in sending the kid to prep for prep program, one of the programs. There are so many other programs. But the thing is that in our community, we are not able to share this program with parents because we are not seeing receptive parents. It's like we are begging parents to take this program. There are so many programs. I can tell you confidently, any Nigerian parent should not have to pay student loan, or any Nigerian student should not have to pay student loan in this society that we are today. The most important thing is that the children have to be brought up in such a way that when they get up there, the academic excellence itself will send the student to any of these Ivy League. These Ivy League schools are looking for good students. They don't care your color, your sex, or anything. It doesn't matter to them. They will invest their money, but before they invest their money, they have to be sure that this student is going to give them good return on their investment. So I'm going back to this prep parent. This parent spent all the time, energy, and everything invested in this child, only for 18 months. Only for 18 months. But before that, the students already have the background, the basic foundation. And the student went through the program, graduated from the program. Prep helped the student get into one of the most prestigious school in the country. I'll give you an example. Ivanka Trump went to the same school as this child. This child graduated, but when this child was given an admission, the parent called me and told me, Uncle Mickey, what happened? They told us to pay 30-something thousand. And I said, let me see the letter of admission. And I told the parent, you didn't read the letter properly. Yeah, the tuition is about $37,000. But guess what happened? You only paying $500. Right? The reason why they took the $500 from the parent is just they want to be sure that the child is coming to their school. It's not, they don't need the money. They need the commitment. Now, this child went to the school. Before they start spend one day in that school, they already ship textbook to this child's house that the child is going to use. The school, you don't have to pay. And this child went to this school. The name of the school is Chapin. Go and check it, you will see it's Chapin. Yes. Now, after this child graduated from the school, they helped this child get admission into UPenn, one of the Ivy League schools. All expenses paid. When this child was about to resume college, they bought her mattresses, school supplies, and everything. and the child went to that school. Now, guess what happened? Fast forward to present. Before that child graduated from that school, she already got an employment that will be paying her about $150,000. All because the parent invested so.
We can hear you.
Can't hear
Salam
you.
alaikum, brother Mikhail. Unmute yourself, please. Salam alaikum, brother Mikhail. You are muted.
I think it has a little.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
we can hear you now.
I'm sorry about that. So what I was saying is this, right? This child got admission into UPenn, everything. When she graduated from this UPenn, she got, even before she graduated, she got employment that we pay now over $100,000 a year. She was still in the world. It's just a junior. She already got employment. So all because the parents went before that to prepare this child, and the parent is now sitting at loan. Right? For the now fast forward to this present day. If you go to Princeton, you go to Harvard. Do you know now? If you go to Princeton and Harvard, you will not graduate from those colleges with any student debt. They don't give loans anymore. They give you grant. Whatever you as parent cannot pay, they will make up for that difference. What they say is this: you will not be indebted. Money should not be a problem for your child to be admitted into a school. But remember, the key thing, the common denominator in all this that I'm saying, is your child's academic excellence. Your child has to be ready. Your child will be the one selling him or herself. But the child cannot sell him or herself if you have not prepared the child. And I know our sister, the first speaker, said earlier on that we say, oh, my child is on honor roll, it's on presidential roll, or whatever roll. It's a gimmick. Your child is on not any roll. Your child is on honor roll in that school because he's better than students in that school. But when you compare your child to other students from other schools, your child is nothing. It's not on any roll at all. And the reason is this: we get complacent and we thinking, oh, my child is brilliant. And sometimes we get fooled by what we hear in the news media. That, oh, the most educated immigrants in the country are Nigerians. They are talking about we, the parents, not our children, if you are not careful. So what I'm saying in fact is this, right? We have to invest our time and energy in our children. Whatever 1,000, 3,000, or 4,000 you spend now, the return on that money is over $100,000. But we not invest our time in our children. And look at the meeting that we have today now. We announced it to the parents. How many of us are on the forum now? We should be having hundreds of people on this forum. Because if we don't invest the time now, by the time your child is in 6th grade or 7th grade, it's too late.
Of course.
You don't prepare for college or academic excellence in 7th or 6th or 7th grade. No, you do that from kindergarten. And be rest assured, our children are so gifted. Why won't they be? Because they are our children. We, the parents, are gifted. We are smart. So do you think we are going to give birth to somebody who is not smart? Your Bible say this. So, but the thing is this: how come we gave birth to children that are not as smart as we are? It's because we didn't bring out the potential in them. I'll give you a personal example. My grandson, just as we were speaking now, he called me already, told our mother to call grandpa, call grandpa. My child is only 2 years old. He came to my house about a few months ago. The parent dropped him off. Being my nature, I don't see a kid. If I meet your kid in 30 minutes, about what he's doing, how smart it is, I will know within 30 minutes. That's what I do. As soon as he sat down, I look at him. I brought out a piece of paper and I wrote something on a piece of paper. I wrote dog. And I said, what is this? He said, DOG. I said, what is that? I said, dog. I wrote cat. What is C? CAT, cat. We started doing spelling. He's only 2 years old.
That's it.
We did spelling and everything. Now, and then if we started counting number from 1 to 100, and I thought, oh, maybe he memorized it. I started writing the number randomly. He knows all the number from 1 to 100, and he's only 2 years old. Now he can spell. But guess what happened? The mother didn't know he can spell. So when I came back to pick him up, I said, do you know your boy can spell? He said, no, he can't spell. I said, oh, okay. Give him a piece of paper. He said, wow. I didn't know. I said, because you taught him how to read and write, but you never checked to find out whether he's getting it. He gets it. He can read, he can write, he can do. That's why every time he calls, he go, Grandpa. As soon as I say, Grandpa, how you doing? Okay, can you spell me elephant? That was the first thing. So what I'm saying is that these kids are so talented, they are gifted. There's nothing you throw at these kids that they cannot take. They are like sponge. They absorb it. So when you read about a 9-year-old kid, just about 3 or 4 weeks ago on YouTube, one 9-year-old kid was having conversation with Tyson deGrasse, right? You know, the astrophysicist. That boy wants to be an astrophysicist. He's a Nigerian boy, 9-year-old. The boy is in college now, 9-year-old. But because the parent invested their time and energy, what I'm saying is this, the point of my contention is this: you do not have to spend so much on your child going to the best college, because when your child goes to the best college, you don't have to worry again. You don't even have to go and save for his wedding or her wedding. She will tell you, Mom, don't worry about that. Take care of it. I got that. You don't have to do that. But all we do now, we worry, we go borrow money to do wedding for our children when we shouldn't even worry about that. But the thing I'm trying to say is that invest our time and energy now. Don't let the school system fool you into thinking your child is smart. You tell them, let me be the judge of that. I want you to do this. That's why we as parents, we need to invest our time and energy, not only at home, but we should know when our child goes to school, we should know room teacher. We should know every teacher in that school that interacts with that, so that we will tell them, okay, for example, now in my case of my grandson, if he goes to school now, I'm going to tell the parent, go tell the teacher, don't teach him ABC. He already knows that. 100. No, don't fool him with that. I want something more challenging. Go to your teacher, your children teacher, and tell them you want more assignment for your children. You don't want all this make-believe assignment, needle in the brain. No, we don't want that. So when you do that, the teacher will know. There are so many programs that our children can get involved with that the teachers know, but they will not introduce them to you because you didn't ask for them. But you go to your teacher and say, listen, isn't there anything else my child can do? Are there other programs that you need to inform my children because you're giving me on homework? A child should not come home and do homework for 30 minutes. What kind of homework is that? Your child should be at home doing homework 3-4 hours so that you'll be so occupied you won't have time to watch TV. But because we are preoccupied with other things outside of these things, so at the end of the day, then we start crying. Balaji, child is not serious. No, what do you mean? When your child is 15 or 16 and you think you can now mold the child again, it's too late. You catch them young, invest your time in. You do that we are talking about will not be successful if you don't have the parents, if they don't buy into this program. The parents should be begging to have this program. That when they do beg for that, that is when they will invest their time. And just this program we are putting together will be such a local masjid. Because regional council cannot go to each masjid and we on masjid. Give a coordinator in each masjid. Coordinate that, because the people local masjid know each other more than. There are some people who don't even want any announcement.
Assalamu alaikum. I think Brother Mikhail is having a little technical difficulty there. Can you please try? We can put him back on. Alaji Adiye.
Okay.
Please, can you see if you can?
Sorry about the technical difficulty. Like I said, I'm in a car. But anyway, just to round up, I thank God that NAMIC is doing something. So if NAMIC did not announce they are doing something, nobody will know. I want to implore other parents, if your child is in any special program that he or she is benefiting from, do not keep it to yourself. It's not going to benefit your child. I can tell you that. Because when your child grows up and is ready to get married, he's going to marry that child that never went to the good college.
Hello.
All right? So do not be selfish with anything that you know, because you're not taking them to heaven. And if you go, as a matter of fact, when you go back to meet your maker is going to ask you, all these things that I gave you, what did you do with it? Did you share that with humanity? No. So anything that we know is going to be of benefit to any child. Please share with other parents. Do not keep it to yourself. Your child is not, if your child is the most successful person within the community, so what? Big deal. He's going to interact with people that are not as successful as him or her. So this is the point I just want to emphasize to us, because we need, that we need to be serious with these things. We need to invest our time and energy in the development of our children, not when they are 15 or 16 years old. That's indication. Arabic study and everything is good. One of our young adults said, yeah, you can do all these things. You cannot, one is not, it's not a mutually exclusive thing. You can do both together, but do not do Arabic study at the expense of the education, academic, the Western education, as we call it, because that's what they would need to go for interview. I'm a senior person at my job, and I interview a lot of people. I've yet to see any graduate from NYU or Columbia or a job well. At least the starting salary in my job for new entrant is about 80-something thousand. Yet, I've yet to see anybody from NYU or Columbia or Cornell, because they will not come to my job. They're looking for a job that pays them 200,000 or more. So can you see the difference between our children that go to CUNY? I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying undermining CUNY, but I'm just saying, why should your child go to CUNY college when he can go to Harvard or Yale? Same thing with Harvard. The same, what I said about Princeton, same thing with Harvard. Harvard said their student would not have any debt when they graduate, because they will look at your income and they will say, okay, this is how much you can pay. We'll pay for the rest. So that's just my take. I implore everybody, please, if regional council is putting something like this together, it should be the other way around. It's the parent that should be saying, regional council, we want something. We want you to put something there so that we can invest our time and we should volunteer. And then finally, I was looking at the picture of our children that I took 2016, the last summer youth convention or something like that that we did around that time. And I'm looking at them and I say, where are these people today? We are losing resources within our community. Thank God, maybe 2 or 3 of them are here today. We are losing resources. We don't even need to go outside of our community to get the help that we need, tutoring and everything. Believe me, we can get them to come and do this thing for free. They are dying to do them for free. They don't even want to get paid because they were beneficiary one way or the other from this kind of program. So please, don't let us lose our resources. Let's use them. And may God continue to be with us. May Allah guide us aright. May Allah give us the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to do the right thing. Salam Nabi Kareem.
Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Alhamdulillah, 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 Rabbil Alamin. Jazakallah, Brother Mikhail, for the speech you gave us. And I know you're passionate about this. You've been there from the onset of the first one that they did. And I know you and Elijah were very much part of it. Thank you for that. And here you're seeing the product today. I'm sure you and Elijah are very proud of this, the young adults, I should say, that are here today. Thank you so much for that. Bismillah, host Elijah Adeyeye. Would anybody, we now have Q&A or comments?
Yes.
And
if Alaji Ishola or Alaja Oni have something to
add on to it
before the comments and question and answer, I think they are welcome to do that.
Bismillah, Alaji Oni or Alaji Ishola. Sir.
Okay. Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
I know that on the program you have me as closing remarks.
Yeah. Alaji Oni, you are not on camera. Please put your camera on.
Oh, sorry. Eshe. I said that I know on the program I'm on the closing remarks. So I don't know, does that come before question and answer? Because I'll wait.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Alaji Shola,
thank you for giving me that little second opportunity to add one or two things to what has been said. So far, we could see where, based on what was said from the beginning of the program up till now, you could see everything comes down to investing our time, energy, especially on our children. And the only way we can do that one as a group of people, especially in this type of environment, is to come together and have an honest reflection and collective effort, all right, that will enable us to face the challenge. As the saying goes in Yoruba, Adani Korin, Nunjome Junia. When we are doing this thing as a group of people with trust among ourselves, we create an opportunity for ourselves to share what we don't know. Look at what all the speakers said this morning. Many of these issues, maybe as member of the education community, some of them already came on board, but we still gather some pieces of information that we are going back home to deliberate on. And I will use this opportunity to say big thank you to all our presenters, starting from Alaja Bodwin up to Brother Mikhail and our young adult, Mariam, the two Mariam, and then Brother Abbas, Ibrahim. We are really, really very proud of you, and I hope you will also help us to encourage other young adults. I know you have your own forum of meeting here and there to be more involved in this type of program. We created this one as an opportunity for us to come together, share our thoughts, insights, and suggestions, and see how we can bring everything together for the benefit of our children as well as our community. All right. So at this point, we hold on and then leave the floor open for the question and answers. Elijah Adeyeye said.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. The floor is open for question and answer. We encourage, our young adults are ready to answer any question that the parent might have, or any comments in addition to what our speakers have said. Bismillah, anybody, the floor is open.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. First of all, before I ask my question or maybe some clarifying question, I would like to thank all our speakers that have spoken today. Particularly recognize my brother, Abbas Ibrahim. Thank you so much for that wonderful experience that you shared with us, and all our sisters that also contributed to this program today. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. So my question.
Sorry, could you please, we said before, could you please introduce yourself and then the masjid you are?
All right, my name is Abdullah Ayawale from Istijaba Masjid. I'm the former president of Regional Council.
Yeah.
Just so you know, so I'm also currently the president of Istijaba Masjid. And I just wanted to be part of this program. And thank you so much, Alhaji Adeye, for reminding me about this program. Yeah, he had to call me personally to join this program. And it's very enriching. It's very useful for me to be able to take it on and to pass it on to my masjid and the other people in our masjid. Anyway, so I was part of the educational committee, and we did some legwork initially in terms of how to start early child school. Elijah Oni was part of it, and we did some research. But from this program, from this workshop, it started giving me some perspective in terms of maybe the new direction that we should take. Because I'm looking at the early children school, right? Might be a bit expensive and difficult to kind of pull together. So given that multiple masjid and a different location, right? If we can have a very collaborative program like what they're having now, program they had before in NAMIC and all elsewhere, to kind of put the foot down each of the masjid to structure it so that it can tailor to what we need, which is the enrichment program. Technically, back when I was growing up, we used to call it after lesson. We call it lesson back home. But this one is enrichment program, which I like the name enrichment. So that's what I'm trying to say in terms of saying that maybe we can restructure the program to kind of tailor to this kind of things that they've have existed, but we can just kind of strengthen it up, right? Rather than trying to say we want to have an early child school, a physical school that we're going to put all the resources. One of the challenges that we had and initially was finding the location, what is the registration, the cost and everything. It was really challenging for us. But if we can leverage on what we have and just strengthen those programs that have really helped all our children that came up here today to kind of give us their experience about how much they benefited from that program, maybe that will help. So that's one thing. So, and the other thing that I would like to do is I really want to, I want to thank my father, Alaji Shola, because he's my father. I will tell you that. He knows me very well. We are both Alarafa. We went to say Mecca together. So he knows me very well. And I want to thank you so much for being part of this program and being the head of this program. Alaji Adeyeye as well. I do thank you so much for putting all this thing. And Alaja Abanire as well. Thank you so much for putting this program together. I don't want it to stop here. Let us continue with this. Like you rightly said, you're gonna bring in more people. And again, please let us share it, because this is I feel like we are missing out. I thank God. I knew that they were recording this program, so I'm very happy that they recorded it. But please let us publicize this more, better than this one. We should be having more numbers than what we have today. It's quite decent, but at least we could have better than this kind of number, because most of the programs that we usually do on regional council, we only speak Yoruba, and this one is more like English that all our children can participate, which I appreciate. So I will not talk further, but I just wanted to give my little contribution to how we can, better restructure our educational program that we're planning. Thank you.
Jazakallah Karia Alhaji Ayawale for that contribution. Could you please lower your hand? Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Alhaji, next person.
MS Khadijat next, and after MS Khadijat, then our sister Miriam Agbelusi. MS Khadijat, can you?
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you for this informative session. May Allah reward all our speakers and all the participants as well. I think the need for me to speak actually came up when our father was talking about sharing whatever it is that we know that will be of benefit to our children. So I just thought of sharing something that I know. I've been part of it, and I think that it has benefits as well. So myself and a sister by name Kauthar Busari, at some point last year, we thought about what we can do to contribute to our society. So we were like, we should try to come up with a program where we have Muslim children, where we gather them together And we invite professionals, experts from all walks of life to help them, to build them, to motivate them, to give them the essential skills that they're going to need in life to become better individuals, to become better Muslims, to become great achievers. And at the end of the day, inshallah, our dream was that to create a community where Muslim youths can actually come together to interact. And inshallah, if Allah wills, perhaps we're going to be celebrating Nikah among our children in the nearest future, inshallah. We started that program since July 2023, and we hold it on a monthly basis. Istijaba Mosque is our venue. We actually do it the last Saturday of the month. And alhamdulillah, it's been progressing. We've had professionals from Pace University, NYU. Honorable Yekpe has been one of our guests. Sheikh Yahya has been one of our guests. A couple of them like that. And they have been contributing immensely to the development of our children. So we don't only look at Islamic enrichment, we also look at how we can improve these children's general skills. In terms of, it could be public speaking, it could be developing their inherent potentials, identifying and helping them to develop what they know, helping them to build self-esteem. It's a lot of topics depending on how we look at what is next on our table to look at. For instance, yesterday we had a February edition, and it was about preparation for Ramadan, making conscious and careful steps towards welcoming a meaningful month, which is critical at this point. So I feel like it is a program that is not only meant for the Muslims, that if you actually look at it, it's still going around the same circle of children that have been attending. But I feel like this is an opportunity to share it to other Muslims as well, that it is a forum where everybody will learn, even adults will also learn. Our parents have been wonderful too, supporting by bringing those children in. And some parents have actually volunteered that it's a program for all, because it's about Muslim children. It's about our tomorrow. And so I thought of sharing it here. Perhaps we have one or two ways. It could even be from giving us resource persons that could help us to help those children. Recently, we wrote a letter to Google through one of our sisters. I think we met a sister at regional council to help us to see how we can have mentors from Google LC to see how they could help the children in terms of educational development using technological tools and all that. So it's open for our parents here to see how you can support us, what you think our children would need in these areas, or whatever areas that you also feel could be of development to them. Just yesterday, we were looking about, we need to see how we can strengthen the public speaking skills among them, as a number of them were shy when it comes to the time of interaction and all that. So we're like, let's see where we can source for this, for somebody that will help us to develop these skills in our children. And it is open. Our mothers, our fathers, if you have anything that will help us in this regard, to help us to contribute to these children, we'll so much appreciate it. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and thank you for all that you do. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you.
Please, before you go, is there any way we can know the name of the program that we are doing, just for our record, and then maybe we do a follow-up,
Yes, sir. It is Youth Builder Mentorship.
Youth Builder Mentorship. Thank you.
Yes, Sister Khadija, thank you very much for that information. If you don't mind, can you share that beside this place with the Regional Council President or Regional Council Secretary?
Sister Khadija too is part of the educational committee. She was with us when we went to do the underground checks.
Okay, very good. So we can reach out to you to get more information about that anyway.
Yeah,
all
she's
right,
my
thank
sister.
you.
Thank you. Our next will be Sister Miriam Agbelusi. Can you come up, please? Can you unmute yourself?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sallallahu Nabi al-Kareem.
Sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Nice to see your faces.
Yo, Sister Man, so nice to see you. I was so excited when I saw you presenting. I'm glad I came early. How are you? So, by the way, Sister Miriam and I, we've worked on a very strong team with African Muslim Youth. She used to be our financial secretary. She's so perfect at her job. May Allah continue to reward you. May Allah be sufficient for you at your point of need. So I'm sorry, we were so excited. Sisters to sisters after a long time. So my name is Miriam Agbelusi. I am from Masjid Tajul Huda. I'm a very young lady trying to seek the mercy of Allah with all the resources that I have. I think I also want to appreciate the previous speakers. All protocols duly observed, and the reason I raised my hand is that, first of all, to commend the facilitators of this Zoom meeting. Second is to promote our upcoming RCNMO event. And that is as of yesterday, we upgraded it to the family convention after communicating with the president. So we target the topic is, the title of this event is Pieces to Peace. And it's a robust project that we're working on. And we're willing to work with everybody that is interested in volunteering for the sake of Allah. Those that have been doing it, they know what Allah have done for them. They know that the reward is in Jannah, and it's not about this worldly affairs alone. So I encourage everyone to please join the team. It is a robust project. We're working with the younger adults and the older adults too. So we're also targeting singles, married singles, divorced, and married couples. The essence of this event is to reduce the divorce rate in our community, to foster peace and harmony, to encourage people to do better in Islam. We noticed that the reason for divorce so far is misplaced priorities. People prioritize other things that are flimsy as compared to hustling for the sake of Allah. So these are the reasons why the RCNMO is putting this event together. And I'm glad some of our team members are here in the person of Hajia Halibe, Hajia Khadija Yusuf, and Halaja Alaja, Alaja, and we already have 15 people on our platform. We're willing to work with everybody. It's a collaborative team, and we are self-motivated. So may Allah reward you abundantly. Please, 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 we encourage everybody to please come and join us to execute this project. Those that have been doing it, may Allah make you get your reward with him in a unique way. May Allah continue to be sufficient for every one of us. Please, 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 I encourage us to please join this team. With 15 people on our platform, we're willing to multiply our numbers so we can have a better outcome. We've done it last year, we're doing it again this year. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Miriam.
Thank you very much, Sister Agbelusi. That's noted. The next person will be Sister Aziza Abalani. Sister Aziza Abalani, can you unmute yourself?
Sorry. Mine is more of a comment. I was just wondering for the program that was done in the past, like, once they're thinking about doing it again, because right now I know this is something about it's only economic. Is it possible to do like a hybrid where you have some in person and some online? Because I know a lot of us live in different part of New York City and we can't always come, to all the locations. So at least for now, till we have all the masjid doing it in their on site, if it's something that can be considered. It's just like my little input.
Okay, that's noted. Yeah, we're gonna take that information to the educational committee and see what we come out with, and inshallah we'll get back to you. Any other comment or question, or does it?
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
No, yeah. Okay, thank you. Next to speak is our Chief Imam Shuaib from Imaladini. So Imam, go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I can't be much happier to be part of this really workshop and representing also all the imams. First, I have to thank all our elders, Haji Mikael, Haji Adeyeye, Baba Ishola, and all the rest, and our sisters and mothers too, because you've been so consistent, and I've been seeing you for over 20 years, and may Allah reward you, and through this, inshallah, make your children the coolness of your eyes, inshallah. Amen. And all the rest. Then for the youth, alhamdulillah, we saw that the little effort from these fathers are yielding. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. And could it be better? Yes, it could be much, much, much better. And for you guys to start giving back, alhamdulillah, we want more of you also to start giving back to the community and to the society in order to pull all the rest also to be better. And if we get better and better and better, subhanallah, that will be the things that we're all wishing, and because we are going to die and you are going to continue. So leadership matters a lot. And also for us to navigate, I see for us to navigate this world, we need 5 important education. One of those education, because one time on Solar Taro, Murinkwe is like under these 5 things. And one of them is the home training, the education that we receive from our parents. That is a school. Another school is that Islamic school and the religious school, call it spiritual. It's very, very important. In fact, that's what is going to with us to the grave, and Allah will raise us with it. So as we are concentrating, we are putting all our energies and time into this secular academics, which is another education. And let us also focus also on those spiritual and Islamic, because these young adults, alhamdulillah, many of them are getting married and having children. They should be able to instill such things also into their kids. So we have the home education, we have the religious education, we have the secular academics education, just like the one we are talking about, everybody's talking about now. We have also the workplace education, where the experience you gather, interrelation with your job, with your colleagues, with your boss, and all this, just name it. Then the world education, all these 5 are the things that if you have them all, you are going to really highly navigate this world, inshallah. Then adding to also the preparation, we are talking about education. Having our own institution matters a lot, but we may not get there now, because I hear Brother Ayenwale Dimeji was saying if we don't have anything that we call ours, definitely we depend with others. So if you don't have it, the next generation, including you, Dimeji, I think you are one of the youth too, can do a lot, because Haji Mikhail was talking about the income of the people who are, I'm very sure you, the youth of today, our kids today, making more money than we, the fathers.
Of course.
Okay, inshallah, I think so too, because I've been involved with the youth, and alhamdulillah, I've seen a lot of you doing very, very well. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, and we wish more. So these 5 kind of education, also don't forget at any time, especially the student among you. Quran TV, what he laid down, the Prophet Adam, Allah started with him, وَعَلَّمَ آدَمَ الْأَسْمَاءَ كُلَّهَا, is education, important of education. That's how Allah started with Adam. You can't know God without having the education about God. And also the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah saw him as an illiterate, and Allah saw him also as unlearned. So he has to teach him, Iqra bismi rabbika. So let us see this analogy or this construct. Adam being wanted to confront the Malaika, and I see the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam bringing the big message to finish the message that Allah has started, which is Islam. So kama gbàgbé àdúrà Ọlọ́run in every equation of our life. Pàápàá jùlọ àwa kìíní, ẹ wo àdúrà tí gbogbo yín mọ̀. All of us have this dua, add it and teach your kids and teach your brothers. And what is those there? Allama al-insanu ma lam ya'lam. God has taught a human being what he did not know. Rabbi zidni ilman. Allah increase me in knowledge. Anfa'ani bima 'allamtani. Make it beneficial, what you have taught me. وَعَلِّمْنِي مَا يَنْفَعْنِي, teach me what is going to be beneficial to me. Alhamdulillah, ala kulli hal, be grateful to Allah in every case. And since we have so much resources, let us put all these resources together. In fact, regional council, why don't we have a bulletin? Istijaba has mentioned something that is very interesting. Hajia Agbelusi has very, very active also. Thank you very much. Has mentioned something very interesting. Say all our sisters, Banire and so, with all what they're saying. These are, we don't have to go anywhere. So Tabani àwọn area to reference to those resources would be much, much, much better. I have to thank every one of you for this thing that you've been doing. Aji Mikael, Aji Ishola, this youth convention that we used to have is coming back again. Aji Adeyeye, let us just come again with it, with full of every resources that we have. With technology and everything, we can go so far, but do not neglect or belittle your Islamic understanding and knowledge. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank
you, sir.
Thank you very much, Chief Imam Shuaib. May Allah increase your knowledge. All your points are noted, so we're going to take them into consideration at the General Council, Executive, and General Meeting. The next person will be Alaji Olo. Alaji Olo, can you unmute yourself, please?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Good day, everybody. I want to join others by thanking the organizers of this program. May Allah reward you all abundantly. You're all putting a lot of work. You all know what it is to put any program together. May Allah continue to guide, continue to bless all of you individually and your family, inshallah. Mine is just to kind of reiterate some of the things that have been said and kind of ask a few questions, and also have one announcement as well that might be able to be added to some of the resources that people have been talking about. So I listened to Haji Mikhail talking about catching our younger ones, catching them young. Most of this program, especially the one for college, you might have to start at the elementary stage where they are. That's where it will really be beneficial and they will grow with it. So my question is, I know I see a lot of some of the younger population, the demography that this targets to, because for some of the grandmas and for those of us that are in middle age, it might be late to really take full advantage of some of these resources, but not too late for some other program. But for some of these programs that are talking about catching them young, some of our children are already maybe tending towards college, or some of them are already in college for that part of the program. So my question on that is, how do we reach out to the demography that this really concerns? I've listened to some of them talk here. Some of them are just having children. Inshallah, they will take good note of that. But we know many more that have started having children that are very young, that can take advantage of all this program, but are not here with us. How are we reaching out to them? What's the medium to reach out to them? So I want this committee to really take full note of that. And somebody mentioned bulletin. Is there something we can use to pull all these resources together? The sister just mentioned another program that's helping children with career talk, with their how to present in public and stuff like that. All these are good resources. But are we all getting this information on time, and are we taking advantage of them? So how can regional help to pull all these resources together, and we have a place like the Imam just mentioned that we all can reach out to easily for us to know that this program is happening in this place, or I can take my child to this location. We all know that we as Nigerians, we don't have the luxury of living together like other communities do. We all live everywhere, some in Bronx, some in New Jersey. But if we do have this information, we can tap into some of them that, okay, I can use 43 minutes to take my child to another location where these programs are happening. But we need the information, and we need them on time. That's one. Then secondly, from our masjid, we just had an information from a brother within the community that would like to be teaching mostly the kids about IT. Has introduced that to them. Inshallah, we'll send out that to regional council for it to be disseminated. So these are all resources we all have dispersed everywhere. What is the way that we can pull it together, and also find a way with which it can reach the demography, the population that really needs this information. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you.
My Alhaji.
Yes.
If I can quickly interject and then respond to Alhaji Olowu.
Yeah.
Now, like you rightly mentioned, this is the purpose of this type of workshop, whereby we come together, things that are known, that are well known, and things that are not known. We bring everything to the table, analyze it, and see how we can take advantage of everything. All right. So, but if we don't come together as a group of people, all right, if we don't create a forum for that type of coming together, then we have a problem. And that is one of the reasons why we come up with this idea of workshop, whereby parents, young adults, we can come together and put ideas on the tables, whereby we have opportunity of analyzing it and then disseminating the pieces of information to our various branches. So please, like you rightly mentioned, all we need to do is to encourage ourselves when we have this type of program to be there. It is only when we are there. If you are not here today, this morning, we will not be able to get what you said you are ready to offer. But now that is the purpose. And like I earlier mentioned, we parents, now I'm interjecting also our youth, our young adults. Please, this is an opportunity for us to bring in ideas, to reassess it, and then grow as a team, a group of people, especially for clarity, Nigeria, especially Nigerian Muslims. That is our first something. Please, 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 we are appealing to you. And the existing programs, we have to be part of it. Otherwise, existing programs will be dying natural death. So participation is really very important. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If you don't mind, if you give me a second, I can't raise my hand for one reason or the other.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. The president of Regional Council.
I just want to start by thanking all our presenters, our young adults, They have done marvelous job. And I really appreciate every word that you guys spoke this morning. Very intriguing and very, very motivating. May Allah continue to grace all your work. May Allah continue to bless you and make you kurata ayuni. Amin ya Allah. And at the same time, I want to show appreciation to the entire members of the Education Committee. Wallahi, you have surpassed expectations so much. May Allah continue to help you and answer all your prayers. I think that a lot has been said here, and what I just want to add to it is that there's no way we will be successful without us giving back. No one is being paid here, and all our young adults that spoke earlier on and those that are not here, I think I'm glad to say that I'm happy to hear that some of them benefited from programs of this nature in the past. And the program is back now. So let us really look at how we can give back and support the program. What can we do to really, really, help the program and let it propel and be successful? Let's look at that. And I think also on this platform, we have about 50 people here. It will be a good idea if we can get volunteers on this platform who will be ready to help this program. Because when it can, because my brother said something earlier on about disseminating information and programs and what have you, but they really need people. And each masjid has a rep at the executive level of regional council. When your rep comes back home, I think it's important for each masjid to ask them, what did you discuss? Any feedback, any information from regional council? That's one of the ways for you to catch up to know what is really going on. Because I noticed a disconnect from the regional council and some masjid because the rep may not be even disseminating information back home. So, but we members of each masjid, let us call our rep to order and ask him or her what updates or feedback he or she has from our regional council. This is just the beginning. We hope that this program will be bigger and greater than what we have today. There are so many programs regional council is trying to embark on. However, we are limited with resources, both financial and human resources. We are very limited. So before or maybe at the end of this program, I will be glad to see maybe a couple of our mothers, our fathers, our brothers and sisters volunteer to support this agenda. There's no better way I can say it. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And it has to start today.
Thank you, Alhaji Drosimi. Do we have more questions from our members, the audience? Question or comment? Okay. If there's no more question.
I'm raising my hand.
Oh, okay. Sister, I'm going to see you. Okay, go ahead.
So I tried when the previous time I was contacted regarding working with the educational committee, I tried to be reluctant in my decision making because of the fact that I try to avoid taking very committed decisions when I'm really, really passionate about something at the first hand. And then I also try to balance my emotions before I get back to the committee. In my own side, as humble as I am, I would like to work with the educational committee with regards to teaching children coding. I could do the beginners class for them, and then I'll be present for troubleshooting. Also, what else? Robotics, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. I could volunteer just one day in a week because I have another commitment with my assemblyman here in the Bronx. So I know I could volunteer just one day. I may not be so educationally inclined, but I know the skills I have. always the person that gives it out for free because it's Allah that gives it to us, and I'm very, very passionate about using it just for the sake of Allah. So on that end, I could volunteer that. I did it with the RCNMO end of the year retreat last December, and I am willing to continue to work with the team. I'm your humble daughter, younger sister, the little Miriam with God, big God. So mo lè volunteer èèyàn bọ́ ọjọ́ kan ṣoṣo láàrin ọ̀sẹ̀ ni mo lè ráyè. Mi ì fẹ́ sọ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ, mi ì fẹ́ ṣe ju tágbára mi ká ẹjọ́ ìgbà bẹ́ẹ̀.
Thank you.
Ọlọ́run ìgbà bẹ́ẹ̀ inshallah.
Thank you, MC Ginger. Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sister Agbelusi. That's a wonderful volunteering. Remember, the after school program operates on Saturday and Sundays between 12 o'clock and 2 p.m. And the school is operating in Namick in Brooklyn for now. So I hope that is going to be comfortable for you. Although Alaji Shola, who's the chair of the educational committee, comes from probably far further away in the Westchester County. So we appreciate that. May Allah reward you abundantly, and we will have you talk to the educational committee after this workshop. Thank you. So the next on the agenda. Okay.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. I'm just saying, maybe do anyone else still want to make comment or question and answer or?
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
They are here to answer our questions.
Okay. Alaji Fatai want to say something. Alaji Fatai, go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I don't have much to say than to thank the organizers of this program. It is a laudable one. And I want to use this opportunity to appeal to you to please use your good offices and wisdom to do more. It's a pity we don't have enough people around to listen and to participate in this workshop. Whereas it is for the betterment of our children. Some of us that don't even have children of about school ages, we are very much on ground to participate in this exercise. Those that are having children that are supposed to be part of this program, I don't know why they are not on ground, but that notwithstanding, we should not relent. It is a step in right direction. And I want to appeal to the education committee to please don't hesitate, don't allow this turnout to discourage you from doing more. May Allah continue to bless you people and enrich your knowledge and pocket. Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for that comment. So the next, is there any member having question or comment before we move to the next agenda? Okay. If not,
now that we are in question and answer, our young adults who have previously spoken, they are really waiting for any of the parents who want to directly ask them questions. I think we could leave the floor for them now, and then we could do the comments later. Thank you. I'm only saying, is that okay?
Yeah.
Yes, it's okay.
Thank you. Please, the floor is open for question and answer. Thank you.
Okay. Adia here. I have one question for our young adult who has given a wonderful presentation. Okay, thank you for your wonderful presentation. My question would just go like how do our children, probably from what elementary level or middle school, who attend the after school program, if at all, they aspire to get admission into Ivy Leagues, what other effort do you think they can put in to facilitate them or to help them get admission into Ivy Leagues? Thank you. Our presenter, I hope, did you hear the question?
Salaam Karim.
Salam alaikum wasalam.
I think that question very, very broad and loaded question. I think what I mean by that is that if you're talking about somebody who's a kindergarten or somebody who's a middle schooler or is in high school or something like that, so we need to be specific about that area. That's one. And the other thing is this, right? To get into Ivy League school starts from kindergarten. The preparation to get into Ivy League school starts from kindergarten. However, if a child is past kindergarten, what grade is that child in? Is that guy a middle schooler or is the guy in high school? Now, for example, if a child is in high school and is a ninth grader, now you're going to start telling the child, you know what? You need to improve your grade. You need to be more involved in a lot of extracurricular activities because when people hear about admission into Ivy League doesn't look at just your academic performances alone. They look at the totality of you because they don't want somebody who is robotic. They don't want somebody who is just academic geek and it can get the academic training and then it's useless to the society. So there are so many things involved, but generally that's what I would say. But then again, it's on a case by case basis. If a child is let's say it's a 3.9 GPA in high school, what I mean in ninth grade, because admission process into Ivy League starts around ninth grade, 9, 10, and 11. They don't even use your 12th grade. Now, somebody who is in ninth grade who is a 3.9 GPA, I'm just for example, you say, oh yes, I'm good. You can tell the child, why not get 4 point something GPA? And then the question will be, how can I get 4 point something out of 4? Yeah, you can get 4 point something GPA. It depends on the child because the child can be taking college credit while he's still in high school. That contributes to higher GPA than 4. Or that child may be doing other things to the extent that when you apply to an Ivy League school and they see your resume, we could be maybe 10 or 15 page long. They will say, wow, what kind of a human being is this? He has 4 point something and he's doing all these things. We want him or we want her. So that's just a short answer to that question. That's why I say the question is a little bit loaded because it has to be specific and it has to be tailored to the individual. So that'll be correct.
Yeah, that was a very good answer, Alaji Munkal. Thank you very much. So more questions from our audience.
Okay. Salam alaikum. I have a question.
Okay, good.
All right. So in follow up to what you just asked, right? Is that what about so does that mean if you don't go to an Ivy League school, you're not gonna end up to six figures? For an example, I can tell you I went to Brook College and I work in an investment bank. I work for Morgan Stanley. So you can judge my salary from there. But so my point I'm making is, do you is the ultimate going to an Ivy League school, or how can you better be useful for yourself, be more productive that you can stand up to anyone in the world if you have a better upbringing. Thank you.
And education.
Thank you, brother. I think we're using Ivy League school as a reference. You don't have to go to Ivy League school to be successful. You made mention of one thing. That kid, you said you went to Baruch, right? So that means you went to Sickling Business School or one of those.
Absolutely. Yes.
Thank you. All right. So if you did, do you know that Sickling Business School is one of the best business schools in the whole country? Right?
Baruch is, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know. It is one
It's
of the best business school in the whole country, not just in New York. Okay? Now, that's an indication that when you go to good school, you don't necessarily have to go to Ivy League school. Duke is not an Ivy League school. Stanford is not an Ivy League school. You understand? NYU is not an Ivy League school. But what we are saying is that when you go to one of the best schools, remember the person who is going to interview you is an alumni or alumnus of one of those good schools. He's going to give you preference to somebody who went to a school that he doesn't know. If you go to an interview panel and you have a Yale graduate, you have Columbia University graduate, you have an Harvard graduate, you have Princeton graduate, and you come from Princeton, those people at the interview panel will say, oh, no, my school is better than yours. No, school is better, but you know what? This guy is good too. They will be debate. They would not interview you. They will be talking about, oh, do you know that professor? Do you know that? Oh, you took class with that professor. That professor, man, that professor is tough. Your interview is over. You know what I'm telling you? So that's what we are talking about. It's not that you have to necessarily go to an Ivy League school to be successful. You could even go to CUNY school, but we don't want to go to the bottom of the ladder school. We want to go to at least medium to the high level one, so that you can be sure. You just said something that of your where you work now. I can guess that you're making six figure and you didn't go to Ivy League school, but you went to one of the best business school. All right. So that's just the idea is that if I can get the best, why should I settle for less?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
You
you
for
very
that.
much. Yeah, thank you very much, Brother Menka, for the answer. Yeah,
Thank you.
observation on my question. My question came up is not as a result of just going to Ivy League school for the name. It's just because when you look at our community, a lot of parents pay out of their pocket for their student and for their children to go to college. You're talking about loan, like probably
It's an
20,000 and up.
investment.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Right. So if there are opportunities to go, to go to kind of primary school, I mean from elementary school or primary school or after school program, you can get some information that can help you apply to Ivy League. So that way you don't have to pay tuition. That was the the question. That was the importance of the question I asked. And that's it. Yeah, I think I got the answer anyway. Thank you. So we see on the question and answer. If anybody have one, if not, maybe we will move into the next item on the agenda. See, the closing remark.
Yeah, I have a question regarding the passing information about what is happening in the community concerning the education. The reason I'm asking is this: there are some people that have enough information about what they want to, the next step to do for their kids when they need to prepare for that. Like I'm giving an example for like prep for prep. If a kid is going for prep, recently that I knew the prayer need to start early. But yeah, and like the community I came from, there are some family that have enjoyed that. Their kids are even there. But whereas other people that in that community, they are not even aware of such opportunity. Is there anything the regional council can do, like creating a database where name of the children, their grade and everything could be put there and upgraded every time. And when it's time to prepare, easily people and to send information across to them, this is the type of, if it's prep for prep program, you have to prepare your kid. He has to be in this particular this result, so that this information can easily circulate within the community, and every family will always want to prepare and look forward to it. So that's the type of the question I would like to ask. If there is anything the regional council can do, like creating a database for the whole mosque, and so easily they can easily talk to the parents that your kid is in fourth grade. You need to prepare for this. Maybe it's just a mail or something. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that. Prep for Prep is a very good program. My daughter is in the program.
Well, the brother that just spoken, can you identify yourself, please, if you don't mind? Your name and masjid?
I'm Kolade Dairo from Namik.
Oh, very good.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, your questions are well taken. I believe one of our presenter, if you have chance to answer that question, or the education committee will try to answer the question. Who's Kauta?
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much. From what the brother just said, I just want to re-emphasize, like sometimes the regional might do all those things, but it depends on the parents, their enthusiasm towards doing these activities. Because as my sister Khadija said earlier, we're the one who organize youth mentorship program, and we have opportunity to post some things like this, like, okay, Prep for Prep is out. The private schools for children going into middle school and high school, when you're supposed to start registration. And you find out that it's not all parents that are key into it, and you continue to post it and you're like, can you guys just do it? All it's just need is your efforts. And you see, my child is having that privilege now. He's in a middle school and he's in a private school, and I'm just paying $1,000 out of almost 40,000. So if I see that privilege, I go to people, I tell people, once your children are good, there are privileges they enjoy. And I've seen places they've taken them school from their school. Like, these are privilege. I'm like, we are Nigerians, let's enjoy these things. But some people are like, well, I ain't you. From this place to Manhattan, how are you coping? I'm like, if there is a will, there will always be a will. So it depends on the parents themselves. We ourselves need to be ready to do the job. Then there's always the will. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that information.
Can I just please add to what my sister just said in order to answer that question?
Go ahead, Elijah. Yeah.
I think that the bulletin that our imam suggested and the other things that has been mentioned on this platform that the regional council is trying to put in place, I think should address what my, I don't know who's KOD, whoever that is that asked the question about how to get a database so that we know when to inform parents. It's a good idea that can go on that kind of bulletin. That would be some of the information that we can use for the bulletin. Call on for Ashe.
Okay. Ashe. Yeah, I go ahead. Lawyer Anufeni. Can you unmute yourself? Going down, Alaji.
Former president, okay.
Elijah Nifeni, you are coming on not clear enough.
Close. I have very important. I wish I forgot about. Okay. I didn't know the address. In the first place, I had to call Brother Akbar. Sorry, brother Sharafuddin.
I think he's in a program. I think it's another place, so he's not talking.
All right. So, Alajade,
okay,
we should be thinking of rounding up now.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Assalamu
we see.
alaikum, Chairman.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not sure if we have some of our children over here. Maybe they want to ask questions from the young adult. If you have your child next to you on this workshop, can we just give them like 5 to 10 minutes before we round it up? Assalamu alaikum. I'm only suggesting, let's see if any of our parents here, if you have your child, maybe they want one question or two for our young adult speakers. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Well, can we just, if there's nobody talking now, can we just announce for the feasibility donation to the regional council? Oh.
No, Alaji, we have our next speaker. We have our next speaker, please.
Okay, Alaji Lowu wants to have another question.
Okay.
Yes, this is the time they should be speaking
Alaji
out
Lowu, go ahead.
Thank you. My only question is that how often is this program coming up? This is it monthly? Is it something so that we can disseminate and have many more people perhaps attend some other time? Is this something that's structured, maybe every first Sunday of the month or whatever it is, or every 2 months, whatever it is? Is this something that we can put some time into and everybody will look forward to attending the program? That's my question. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, well, Islam. Alaji Shola,
Alaji Ade, you are in a position to answer that question.
I can answer that question.
Yes,
yeah.
But Alaji Onima, can respond.
I can answer that question.
So,
this program, this one particularly that we're doing today, came out because of non-participation on the original program that we were doing. So this program is supposed to give us an idea of how often we want to do it, depending on the participation and all the other things that we come up on this platform. So the education committee is already working on deciding what the format that it would take. Like that's part of the comment that I wanted to make at the end, because Aziza was asking about the feasibility of where to hold the program is an issue. So we're looking into, is it going to be hybrid? Is it going to be in person? Is it going to be on Zoom? So the decision on that will determine how often this will be, and everybody will be informed when the executive council agree or reflect on whatever it is and decide exactly what they're going to do. So in sum is that this one is just the first one to give us a lead into what we should do, how we should handle it. So we'll let you know. Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Thank you.
Okay. Alaji Vani, tell us who is next to speak?
It's Alaji Oni. Please continue your next on for closing remarks. Since please Alaji.
Together with Dr. Balogun.
Okay. Moripe Alaji Enifeni was back. I don't know. I think he went back out. So when he comes back, maybe we can give him that there. So for me, Salah Nabil Karim, I must appreciate everybody for appreciate God for the thoughts and the reasoning that came out this came by. We thank Allah for everything and we ask for continued guidance and directions. And I have to thank my I know you guys, people want to call you young adult, but you are my babies. You will always be my babies. Alhamdulillah. I'm very grateful, especially to Allah for where you guys came from and where you are right now. And I'm much more excited where you're going, because I know that it, by the grace of God, it's measurable. And that's it will be inshallah bi qudratullah. And it will not be just you, you'll be able to bring people back on, because the first thing is to give back. And any slightest opportunity that we have, we must always try to do it so that the people coming behind us would be able to benefit even better than we did. So alhamdulillah for that. Thank you very much. Ọlọ́run á gbóhùn tí yín, Ọlọ́run á dá yín lóhùn, inshallah.
Amen.
Now I was asked to round up, and I'm so grateful that I don't know anything that's correct or anything that Allah wants would always be the same thing. I had notes of when I saw that I was going to give what is last comment or something. I just started jotting down things that I would like to say fast, hoping that it matches with what everybody is saying. And I see that it's as everything that I wrote down that I'm going to try to share now is in line with everything that we've been saying. It's as if everybody that's spoken or asked questions or contributed, we're all just repeating the same thing in different ways. So I'm grateful like that because that tells me that we're all in the same mindset. We all want the same things. It's just that the way that we go about it that differs, which is a blessing, because that tells us how rich we are that we don't even understand. So I'm going to say, for me, my comments rely on what I always say is commitment. Everything that we're doing is about commitment. So, and the more we know, the better we can do. So I'm just going to say a few things here. As a teacher, as a parent, and as a community member, I'm going to say that I'm going to share this as a teacher. We all need to know as parents that no classroom will ever be enough for any child. No classroom. Even if your child is in the most gifted program that you can reach, the classroom will never be enough. And I didn't say this. A lot of experts have said this. So many researches on it. I don't want to bug us with statistics, but this is a known fact. Children that participate in programs outside of the classroom, 93% do better than children that are not exposed to that. The only issue here is that most parents are now, because of the way the world is going on social media, everybody is fixated on outside of the classroom learning, as in every time they say extracurricular, they immediately thinking of sports and computer and this and that. All of that are very important, but when the child's intellect is not intact, they cannot use any of that. It doesn't matter how good your child is. Just like my brother said before, the people that we see on TV that are successful in sports or any other thing that they do, we only see that. We don't know what went below that, how they reached that spot. Most of our life, the way our lives and our resources are, we cannot do that by ourselves. We need other people. And when most kids, when they get to programs that are real programs, they get to do all these programs anyway, and it won't cost you a dime. And it will be incorporated into their education such that it is not hindering their academic progress. But when you want to do it instead of academic enrichment, there's a problem there. And it always catch up to the children at the end when an intelligent student or a smart kid cannot perform as well as they're supposed to because they don't have all the other important skills that they need. So that leads me to say that there's a difference between a child being smart and a child being intelligent. Please, parents, if you know any parent that's not here, you have to share it with them. There's a difference between being smart and being intelligent. Intelligence is IQ. That's God's gift. God gave everybody that. To whatever level you develop it, is how much you're going to accomplish with it. That's it. It's that simple. But we always mix it up. And we rely on the schools, on these schools, to help us to develop all of this stuff in our children. is the same as us saying, this is my enemy. This is my enemy. I know this is my enemy, but I'm giving you my child to educate against your own child or children. How's that possible? They can't educate our children the way we will educate our children. So, because when we educate our children, we're not just doing math and reading. Even while we're explaining math, we're explaining Nigerian culture, where you're using it as you go to the grocery store. We're doing it in a way that it will resonate with the child and the being that that child is, not just the superfluous thing that we can see. So it's always a difference in that. So I want us to think about that. And I want us to know that when a child is good in school, if that child get other impacts, positive impacts on their process, they're gonna become, when they're an average student will become a good student. That's when you have done something. If an average student is performing as an average student, then they're simply doing what is already there for them from God. You're not adding anything to that. When you bring a good student to become an excellent student, then you have done something. And when you have an excellent student, because some children are just simply gifted. Yeah. When you put effort in them, because I speak to some parents, boy, she's good. Yes, good students need help too, because they can become exceptional. Until your child become exceptional, you have done nothing. Yes, not everybody is going to be exceptional students, but something added would always be a plus to the child. And we cannot rely on the school to do that for us. Because even the teacher that's in front of your child is limited in their knowledge of so many things. Some of them went through all this system that have taught them nothing but words on a page. And they're impacting whatever they know on your child. We see them every day. The kids bring homework back and we say, oh, the teacher already put a check. And then we say, no, this is incorrect. They go, but my teacher checked it. But my teacher checked it. Yeah, your teacher is wrong. And then a lot of times the kids go back and tell those teachers, oh, that makes sense. Who taught you that? So what we can put in our children is not the same as what anybody else can put in them for us. And that is why you have all these other communities that are making sure that no matter what they do, they're putting something else in their children other than what they get in the school. And then nothing is going to beat us doing it as a community. Nothing. So that's just a given. So people who know stuff, or people who are already doing things, or your children is in a program and you don't bring it back to everybody else, is just knowledge wasted. Because anything you know that you don't give or impact to other people, you've just wasted it. Because when we talk about programs like Prep for Prep, I have 2 kids that went to Prep for Prep. So what? What does that mean? If I don't share that and put that effort into another person's child, that's okay. The program is going to go on. Because my kids went there and came out, it's not going to stop the program. They're going to keep going. You know what? I'm just the one who has no part in it anymore. It's that simple. So giving back, asking people, sharing what you already know or have achieved with other people. I know we have our traditional issues over that, but if we're Muslims, that means nothing. You should share. You should do what you can do with other people. And that's what we're trying to do here. And then the issue of when do we start? When do we start preparing children? I like to quote for children when I talk to them about what this lady, Michelle Obama, said. She said, while everything you're doing as a kid, you're practicing what you're going to be as an adult. Mm-hmm. Is all practicing. So we all have said it in different forms, but the way she put it, I like to pick those kind of stuff because it's very simple and succinct. Yes, you want to be a liar, you lying from a child, nobody corrects you, you're going to grow up and be a liar. You want to be a troublemaker, that's what you're going to be. But if we instill in them all those positive skills and values that they're supposed to use, by us mostly exhibiting it first, it's not by talking about it. If I talk about it and then I do opposite and my child observes me, Well, I just taught that child the right thing to do with my behavior. It's very simple. Now, so for me, this is about commitment. I always go back to commitment. If we're committed, it doesn't matter where a program is happening. It doesn't matter when it's happening. We will walk around it and we'll get it done if it is something that we're committed to doing. But when we're not committed is when we find all sorts of excuses. And as far as I'm concerned, excuses are just excuses are just what they are. Superfluous is what you made of it. If you don't want that excuse to prevail, you can figure it out. And then the same way, and then I love to say that the same way a gifted child, like one of my brothers said, our children are very intelligent. There's no reason for them not to be intelligent. The environments that we bring them up, all they hear us talk is, that's why our kids can't speak Yoruba like other people can speak their languages, because we always speak in English because we're used to that. So all the intelligence, all the stuff that we present to them from birth, from when we're pregnant with them, of course they're gifted. And because Allah is good to us, they're gifted. But the same way a gifted child, a smart child, will pick up something positive and use it to their advantage, the same way they're going to pick up negative things and use it to their advantage. That is why they're very good on this other, all this other stuff. Then it becomes a problem for us later in the future. So that's one of the reasons why we start from the get-go. You don't wait until a child is in third grade, because the state, I mean, the country put the testing, it used to be from fourth grade. Now they move it back to third grade. There's a political reason behind that. It's not by accident. They're doing that on purpose. So we need to start our kids from, even now, they're giving pre-kindergarten, they will give them IEP. Because a pre-K, a 4-year-old or 5-year-old cannot read, they say they need IEP. You fall into that category because you don't have any other guidance. Your child is doomed for life.
Yes, yeah.
And they don't need that. Anybody that know about educational, behavioral education or child development knows that if a 4-year-old can't speak, it's not because they're dumb. There's other things that can be done. The child that can't read in kindergarten is not stupid. They have time. They just need intervention. But the school process is all about money. So they're going to put your child in a IEP and tell you it's not special ed. But they will tell you it's not special ed, but it's a lie. That's special ed. If they say it's partial special ed, they're just making it look good to you. You cannot find that information from the school, but you can find it from your own people that know, that have gone through that, because they will not hide that from you, because they're not working for the school to make money. Because for every IEP student, the school is getting resources from the state, from the federal government. And they want that funding. So they're going to put anybody there. So that's another reason we need our own. Then now there's a thing here now with our children. Even I know that Alajolo was saying that some of our children are older now or whatever. That's an issue for me, because this is what is hindering us. That some of us always thinking, okay, my child, even when they introduce a program or they make an announcement, some people wants to know, can my child benefit from that? My child has passed that age. That's one of the reasons we don't have a lot of people on this platform. Because some people think my children have passed that. But that's not true, because there's no knowledge that's wasted. Anything that I gain from here, I can give it to someone else. They don't even have to be Nigerian. It just becomes part of my own knowledge that I own, that I know, that I can share on any other place that I go or platform. But we don't look at things like that. So, and if we go back to all these things that we're talking about bringing back our programs, everything we have spoken about here today, what my brother shared from, my brother from Imole Adini, I believe, no, Alaji, brother Ayanwale, what he said about what they're doing in Istijaba, thank you. What they're doing in the masjid, what Sister Agbelusi shared that they've been doing. This is all piece and pieces of what our program that we were doing before. This is bits and pieces of all of that. But now we're just hearing about that. Sister Agbeli said they've done that since last year. They did it last year and they continue to do it. Some of us never heard about that. And we're all on the regional council programming. So so that's part of what is hindering us here. And we need to address that. Maybe all these things that we're doing now, why we're coming with if we come up with what is it? The dissemination of information in a different way. Yes, the bulletin. Maybe that will counter all of these issues for us. That would be a good one. But another important thing here is that we don't value what is ours. That's our problem. We don't value what is ours. People would rather go to other places to get information, to tune on their children before they come to what the regional council has to offer. Because as far as they're concerned, it's just us. Forgetting that even if if you pay for this one, even if you pay $100 for this one, some of us have paid way beyond that for our own children when there was nothing like this that was existing. We had to pay through our noses with jobs that was not even anything close to now. But we did that because we knew that we didn't have a choice at that time. But now we have all these choices and we're not even using it and we're still complaining. Just like Alaji Olowu shared about the program they shared at our masjid, the Badr Rahman, on Friday. I know that I saw something else on the regional council program that's similar to what that person is doing. These are resources. These are people that are from our own community. These are resources that we're losing out on. Look at the richness of the resources that our children brought to us today. Everything we need is already at our fingertips. We're just not using it. So maybe if we can have one voice, just like I see on this platform today, because it seems like everybody is saying the same thing. If we can have one voice and put value and understand that whatever is ours is valuable, then maybe we can take advantage and we can do better with this. Now, I want to go with what the Imam, Salam Alaikum Imam, what he shared with us about whatever we do, we must add the Islamic part, the Islamic knowledge. I just want to say that for those of us that are closer or close to some of our children that are already having children, we know that they add Islam to whatever they're doing. They practicing Islam, they're just not doing it with and around us because they don't see the value in the way we do it. They're all Muslims, alhamdulillah rabbil alamin, and we can see that's why our Arabic schools are all crowded and they're always finding other Arabic schools for their children because thank God they understand the value of putting Islam into everything that they're doing. The only difference is that when we focus solely on Islam, and the children know the reality on ground, that when they get outside of the community, they have to function. They have to be able to do the things that will propel them towards whatever their goals are. That's why they have to go towards that. But from what the education committee is doing right now, in terms of looking for all these young people that can come back and donate their time, or they decide that they're going to pay them a little stipend for coming to teach the younger ones. That's valuable. And now, most of the things that they're going outside to look for, that's running them away from us, if we offer it inside, they will take advantage, and we will all be more. It will be better for everybody. But when it comes to the location, which is the biggest problem right now for us, is that instead of us doing simple 1, 2, 3 things inside our own masjid, we do commitment. Even if we say, okay, whatever we're doing, we're going to do it at NAMIC now. Next month, if it's every month or if it's bi-monthly, we're going to go to Staten Island. Or the next one, we're going to go to New Jersey. That's something we can work towards. But if we continue to do individual stuff and continue to create new things, pull out small things from one big thing that we've been doing or 2 big things that we're doing, if we continue with that, we're only going to be dancing in the same spot, on the same spot, which will not be beneficial to anybody. That's my take. I don't know if I left anything out, but I think that from here on, we can we can do better than we have been doing. And I love and appreciate everybody that showed up and participate. I just ask that we share with other people that did not. And since this is a recorded message, maybe there's a way we can share it with every masjid that they can maybe use it on their platforms to impress some people. Maybe we can go from there and Allah will support us. Salam, Salu ala Nabi Karim.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much, Elijah Oni. And our other remark is for Dr. Akim Balogun. Are you still on?
Yes.
Yes.
Dr. Akim Balogun.
So.
I really thank the presenters. That was a very good delivery and a very eloquent. I believe Alaja Oni, she said it all. So this is a wake-up call for all parents. We all have to work collectively. The parents need to get involved. This is very important. And again, let us work together. All my mothers, father, they have said everything all. So let us work together and let's do this together. This is an opportunity. This is a golden time. Our youth need to be involved. They need to be involved in all these things. They have resources. We have everything. So let us work together to get something done. May Allah accept everything as an act of ibadah. May Allah accept everything as an act of worship. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wassalamu alaikum. Walhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Akim. Right now, thank you very much, everybody, for being here. Regional Council has put everything together like this program. And Regional Council, this year, Ramadan is coming in less than 1 week. Regional Council has chosen March 21st, Friday, March 21, as the joint laboratory. The joint laboratory, Regional Council spent a lot of money, thousands of dollars, for that day. As a result of this, we are calling on all our members, feasibility donation for the Regional Council. The account number to sell whatever money, there's no amount, is too small. The number is 917-825-5987. The number has been tested to everyone on this platform. So please donate passionately to Regional Council, 917-825-5987. May Allah reward you abundantly. Jazakallahu khaira. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alhamdulillah.
Sorry, Elijah. Baby, salam alaikum, Elijah. Maybe before we close, can we give our sister Miriam Abelusi about 2 minutes just to inform us about the youth convention?
Okay. Sister Abelusi, go ahead.
All protocols duly observed. I will say it in English and I'm going to say it in Yoruba. First of all, I implore everyone, please, I encourage you to please the youths amongst us, the younger adults, the elderlies, to come and join the RCNMO Family Convention Planning Committee. We're starting this early because we want to achieve a better outcome. Last year was amazing. All participants were able to testify. But this year we are very intentional about giving the community even much better outcome. Inshallah, Likudratullah. Just know at the back of your mind that your reward is not unhuman, but when Allah is sufficient for you, it's more than whatever any human can offer you. So I encourage us to please, for Allah's sake, after this meeting, we should have more people willing to volunteer at the planning committee. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, mo tún dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà fún mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà fún akitiyan yín láti decades tẹ́ ti ń ṣe olùdarí wa nínú ìjọ Mùsùlùmí yìí. Ní agbára Ọlọ́run á jogún ọgbà àlùjánnà fún yín. Ẹ mọ rírì ẹ̀ bó ṣe dùn tó. Ní gbogbo bẹ́ ṣe wá ń gbìyànjú tó, gbogbo àrísìkí tọ́lọ́run fún yín, gbogbo ọgbọ́n àti ìmọ̀ tọ́lọ́run fún yín, tẹ́ ẹ wá ń lò fún àwùjọ wa. Ẹ̀yin náà mọ̀ pé àwọn ọmọ yín kò sí lẹ́yìn. àtàwọn tó wá ń tọ́jú ẹ̀ fúnra wọn tó ń wúlò fúnra wọn nìkan àtẹ̀yìn tẹ́ wá wúlò fún gbogbo jọmọ́ mùsùlùmí ẹ mọ̀ pé ẹ̀yin fúnra yín kẹsàn-án yín lára àwọn ọmọ yín àtàwọn àrọ́mọdọ́mọ yín ẹ jẹ́ ká encourage àwọn èèyàn tó bá ti súnmọ́ wa ká jọ ká gbárùkù ti ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà ńlẹ̀ yìí torí Ọlọ́run ọba ló lẹ̀san gbogbo nǹkan tá à ń ṣe yìí tá a bá ń gbìyànjú ẹ̀sùn tẹ́rẹ́ bẹ́yìn àgbà ṣe bọ̀ pé ẹ̀sùn tẹ́rẹ́tẹ́rẹ́ òun ló ń dibú ẹ jọ ẹ jẹ́ ká gbárùkù ti ọ̀rọ̀ ilẹ̀ Lailatul Qadr ń bọ̀ lọ́nà I need the human resources I need àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n máa ṣiṣẹ́ fún Ọlọ́run tí wọ́n máa yọ̀ǹda ara wọn fún Ọlọ́run ọba tàwákùl náà ni gbogbo wa gbárùkù tì yìí a dẹ̀ mọ rírì tàwákùl tẹ́lómi bá all the information lọ́nà míì Ọlọ́run á tún ṣe information yẹn lọ́nà ẹ̀dẹ́ fún yín á tún gbé sí yín lára pẹ̀lú pé láìsí stress Ọlọ́run ọba aláàánú alárànṣe alátìlẹyìn lọ́lọ́run ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nínú ọdún yìí kí a ní much people láti ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú regional council Ọlọ́run ọba ọlọ́jọ́ ìní á jogún àlùjànnà fún yín kò ní fẹ̀yìn nìkan lẹ̀ nínú sàárè ọkọ ò ní síbẹ̀ ọmọ ò ní síbẹ̀ gbogbo nǹkan tá à ń ṣe fàràkàkà lé lórí gbogbo bá ṣe ń wárìrì èmi nígbà èmi nàwó inú sàárè náà ni gbogbo wa máa gbẹ̀yìn sí Ọlọ́run á ṣe sàárè ní ọgbà àlùjànnà fún wa a máa wà lára àwọn royal people nínú sàárè torí Ọlọ́run ọba nìkan ló máa sọ̀rọ̀ tó sì máa mú ìlérí ṣẹ kì í ṣe ọmọ ìdé ènìyàn kankan kò wá sí ẹni náà tó lè dínà ọ̀rẹ́ ẹnì kankan o níbi tọ́lọ́run ti ṣọ́ka wa èèyàn dé kò sí ẹni náà tó ní agbára láti dínà ọ̀rẹ́ ẹnì kankan so Ọlọ́run á fún wa ṣe o sọlọ ananobi yirikẹrin this 2025 is going to be a very very amazing year for everyone else. May Allah reward you abundantly. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Brother, can I speak?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Lawyer Nifani.
Yes. Yes. It will be remiss of me if I do not thank the committee, the education committee, bountifully. I thank you. And in the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful, Allah will bless you. Bless your household. Bless your extended family. And may Allah accept this as an act of ibadah for all of you. And I thank all the participants as well. Oh, I missed something. I didn't introduce myself. My name is Mukarram Ibn Enifeni from Masjid Mubarak, that's Naim in New Jersey. So I thank everyone. And the most important, my takeaways from this workshop are very germane to the development of our community. Number one, sharing information, that is, information sharing is very critical, it's key. So I will implore every one of us that are present here today to share this information, to spread it. Let those who are not present here understand what transpired here today. Let them understand better than we do. Please share the information. And one other thing that is very key, which Brother Rabiu and the other speakers alluded to, is the fact that this is very critical. We need to catch our children young, and as Brother Rabiu said, sponges, and some scholars, many scholars have said that they are tabula rasa, clean slate. It's whatever we write on them that will stay on it. Please, let us catch them young. Let's share the information. May Allah bless everyone for participating in this workshop. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I'm at another event, so I have to excuse myself to speak.
Right.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that little comment. So the chairman of the Education Committee, Alhaji Sola, is what other thing is available, or we are in general, if anybody has anything to say.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. I don't mean to deviate a little bit, but I've just figured just to say a little comment of my own.
Yes.
I acknowledge all the previous speakers, including the young adults. I'll call them our children, like Elijah Oni said, that we will call them our children because they are still our babies. Alhamdulillah for what they have turned out to be. And alhamdulillah for this workshop. And also I thank the chairman of the occasion and all the committee members. Jazakallah khaira for all you do and what we will be doing. And may Allah reward each and every one of us. Alhamdulillah. Now, talking about this program, like Alajoni said, the reason for this workshop was really for the parent to be on this workshop and have their kids there with them. And this is because we have our young adults who came and spoke about their previous experience about this workshop today. However, that being said, I am, so I don't want to say disappointed. And like my previous speaker said that, well, we had a meeting like in person in NAMIC, and then the parents were telling us face to face that we don't have to be at your meeting because our children are not that school age. However, like we said, yes, you may not be there, but you might have a friend. And we're not only stopping only in our community, other kids could benefit, regardless what religions they are. We are open for that. Also, our children did a fantastic job in giving them a short notice to come here. I really thank them for coming. And also, it is about commitment. And, the rest of the committee can say this when we are having our every other Sunday meeting, that it is commitment. When our children are young, and this is, Elijah only touched on it a little bit, and I'm going to, elaborate. So there is something called, we don't have Ubers that time, where we will contact somebody who is driving a cab. And then this person will have the time, like, okay, between 3 and something, they have to be in such a place. We pay them. If I can pick up, if she can pick up, maybe, we'll do that with it. We pay bus services to pick up kids and drop them there and drop them here. Yes, we have to, I am encouraging our young mothers to please put this, and I understand it's very tough. We all want our kids to be successful. I know that no parent will want anything less for their children, but I'm saying a little effort. And I know we're trying, we have other commitment back home, we have people on our payrolls, but could you please find time to, speak to your children and have all this other curricular activity, Saturday and Sundays. We've been at NAMI, and people will say, let's go, I have to go because I have to go to work. I can't, if I didn't take her now, nobody will take her. And then, Elijah only will speak to them. Yes, I mean, find somebody in your community at the mosque. I'm going from here to work. Can you please drop my child after the class? And I give it to Alaji Shola. People will walk in the classroom, let's go. I mean, this is, one of our elders who is coming from Westchester County. Will be there. Sometimes, yes, really. Will be there at that time to start classes. And sometimes the kids will say, well, I have to go do basketball. I have to go this. So that being said, I don't want to waste anybody I don't want to bore people with my, my comments. It's just that we need that commitment. We need to write everything all over, maybe by a work desk, maybe by at work, or maybe you put it there. It's commitment. We all, community will benefit, your child will benefit, parent will benefit, other people will benefit from your children. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yeah, thank you very much, Alaja Abanile, for that wonderful comment and advice. May Allah reward you abundantly, and may Allah make everything easy for our parents, for our youth, for our children to, to do the necessary things that we make our life better here and the hereafter. Thank you. So, Alaji Shalab.
Salu ala Nabi Karim.
Sallallahu alaihi
wasallam. We started this program with Bismillah, and we're about putting it, on hold now. Let's put it that way. All right. We are really very grateful for all the participants. All we still need to do is to encourage ourselves, those who are here, to spread out, what goes on today, the importance of parents, participation, especially in the upbringing as far as education is concerned. We need to come together as a group of people. So once again, thank you everybody, starting from regional council that created this opportunity, to members of the education committee and all the participants, both old and young. So in view of that, let us, all of us, say Fatiha together, just to round up this program. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Malik yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim. غير المغضوب عليهم.
آمين. سبحانك ربي العزة وما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. So thank you everybody.
Thank you everybody.
Jazakumullahu khairan. Alhaji Shola, Ekweleza.
Adúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run, ẹ ṣeun, adúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run o.
All our children that are on board that answered us on a short notice. May Allah continue to be with you guys and guide you in your everyday endeavors.
They already start work, so I'm grateful. God bless
you.
Thank you.
Engineer Abbas, how are you?
All right, so Abbas,
right.
I'm still waiting for that big. You're gonna take me to one of those nice restaurants in Manhattan. Because I know you guys are making big bucks now. Oh no, I'm showing you. I'm a fabu inshallah bi qudratillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Bless you people. I love you. All the parents, thank you. Sister Agbelusi, thank you. Everybody. Sister Bodurin, Adupe o. Ọlọ́run á túbọ̀ gbà fún wa o.
Amen.
And Dad, so God bless you for coming.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mama.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good to see you. Alhamdulillah. Take care. We talk. Inshallah. Inshallah. Bye.
Assalamu alaikum.